Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So what we're going to be doing in this video is actually finishing up the KilMat, the sound deadening that I've been working on. So far I got the trunk done. I did the top of the trunk lid. I also did a little bit on the underside inside the trunk. We did the rear seat on the bottom. We did the passenger door cards. So now I just want to finish up on the driver's side door cards. Now this stuff actually does a really good job at reducing the amount of road noise and just the overall sound when you're driving. It doesn't necessarily reduce the overall resonance of the exhaust or anything like that. Maybe it quiets it down just a little bit, but more so it just makes the car feel more solid, more put together. If you guys are more interested in my thoughts and my initial review of it, go back in the video in the top right corner. I kind of go into depth a little bit about when I first did the trunk and kind of what it did for the car. I still haven't driven the car with the interior pieces that I have finished so far, but I'll definitely update you guys once I get some time to drive it, once I finish up the interior. So I'm gonna knock out the driver's side tonight. Same process I did on this side. So I'm gonna get started in just a little bit. But I have a quick clip that I got earlier in the day. I actually wanted to check out the oil catch can on the truck. But I'm gonna throw those clips in here before we get started on the STI because I found it to be very interesting and I think you guys will too. So one thing that I wanted to do is I want to check the oil catch can, the JLT catch can that I put in about, I think 1,100 miles ago. So I wanted to check it after 1,000 miles. So I'm just getting around to it. So I want to make sure, obviously, it's not completely filled up. And we want to see just how much it actually caught after 1,100 miles. So I've already loosened it up. So let's go take a look and see how much it caught. All right. So like I said, I've already loosened it up just for the sake of the video. All right. So as we can see, sort of, not great light, but it is pretty much, it's about half full. So probably about every 2,000 miles or so, it fills up completely, but that is what we're looking at. Pretty crazy. Let me see if I can show you just how ugly this stuff looks. Look at that. Looks like coffee. Gross. So that's a mixture of fuel and oil, and that is stuff that you do not want flowing back into your motor. That is the purpose of this. It takes all the blow-by that could possibly get into your turbos, your intercooler and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you get one of these. It's only like 130 or 50 bucks, something like that. I have an install video on it. It's super simple. Literally takes like 10-15 minutes to install it, if that, and uses the factory connections and everything. Really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and dispose of this properly, put it back on, and then we'll be good for another 1,100 miles or so. So I plan to check it every 1,000 miles or so just to make sure. But yeah, that's what we're looking at after 1,100 miles. So pretty crazy to see just how much oil that catch can caught in 1,100 miles. My initial plan was to check it every 1,000, but didn't get around to checking it until 1,100. But pretty crazy just to see how much blow-by actually happens in a turboed car. Now my STI, as you guys know, I have the IAG Street AOS. Kind of hard to monitor how much is actually going through the system. But just seeing that catch can is pretty insane. A lot of people often ask me as well, should I get an AOS or a catch can? So I just wanted to quickly state that if you want something that is just kind of set it and forget it, you don't have to worry about checking it and everything, an AOS is the way to go. And also not every single car has an AOS option. Thankfully, the STI, the WRX, they do have an option. A lot of people go with the one I went with, the IAG Street. They also have the comp as well. But really nice system. Now for the truck, I don't believe they have an AOS available, at least nothing that I've really come across. And a lot of people just seem to use the JLT catch can, which obviously seems to be working very well. So that is just a really simple thing to do. The only thing you need to do is just need to monitor it. Obviously you can't just let it go because it's going to overflow and you don't want that. So check it every 1,000 miles or so, and it's not that bad. So in regards to what is next coming for the truck, I'm kind of in between of a couple things that I would like to do. Right now it's between doing a tune or kind of working on the stereo. I'm thinking leaning towards the tune just because, I mean, why not? That stuff is fun. And plus the gains that you can get on that engine is pretty insane. The one that I'm looking at, you know, there's been claims that you can get 100 horsepower and over, I think, like 140 foot-pounds of torque, something wild like that. Do I believe it? No, but I am really curious to try it out and see what I think of it. So probably going to get one of those and try it out. And obviously I'll be doing a video on it. Now for the stereo, I'm definitely going to do that as well. It's just a matter of which one I wanted to do first. I might end up just doing both like I normally do, but the stereo, I just wanted to upgrade to the Sync 3. I have the Sync 2. I actually found a guy on Instagram, someone directed me towards him. He actually can send you over the Sync 3 module and the screen and everything. And it's legit. You give him your VIN number and everything and he codes it to that, so it works for your car specifically. And then you get CarPlay and all that, which is really nice. So it's a pretty nice option, and obviously it's OEM, so it's gonna look OEM, just to give you an update. So I'll probably do that. Speakers and stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna go that far. I might do a sub or something that's really simple, but we'll see. Definitely wanna do that as well. So those are the next few things coming for the truck. I also have a lot more planned in the future as well, if you guys are interested. I'm also planning to do an off-road trip with a few buddies of mine down somewhere in New Jersey where there's some really nice trails. So we're actually working out the details of that. So that should be a lot of fun. I really want to take you guys along because obviously it'll be completely different than what we're normally doing here in the garage, but I'm really looking forward to getting the truck out and kind of just having some fun with some friends and doing some things that all guys do and get their trucks muddy. But I'll definitely take you guys along in that once we get all the details sorted. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So now let's go ahead, let's get started on the driver's side of the KilMat. If you guys don't know and you haven't been following the project, this is KilMat. This is sound deadening. I got it on Amazon. I'll leave it a link below. You get 36 square feet. I have been able to do pretty much the entire car, like I mentioned earlier in the video. And I still have so many sheets left. I probably have, let's see, probably about 15 sheets left or so. I'm not going to count, but definitely a decent amount. But you're going to have plenty to do pretty much the entire car. Obviously, it depends on how deep you go. So if you do the roof, you do the bottom and everything, obviously you're probably going to need another box. More than enough to handle what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead. Let's pop off the door cars. I'm going to start in the rear and then we can move to the front and we can finally finish this project up. All right, guys, so that concludes the KilMat project that I've been wanting to get done on the STI. We finally got everything done. We got all the doors, the rear seat, and the trunk as well. I didn't get much footage on this side simply because there just wasn't enough space. It was kind of a pain in the butt. The actual plug for the window switches on this side was a pain in the butt since the actual pin to remove the harness, the plug, was on the inside. It was just a pain in the butt to get to. So I ended up just doing it and I just kind of forgot to film. But this door is done just like the other side. The rear door actually has more space, more area, surface area to get more KilMat in. The actual fronts of the car, there's just not as much. So I tried to get as much KilMat as I could. The rear doors, I used about 1.5 sheets. The front doors, I used about 1. So, I mean, you obviously can use a little bit more, but that's what I ended up using. So I'm really happy with it. I did a little bit of a test on the other video, but if you want to hear it, here we go. Much more solid thud. It feels way better. Opening and closing. Obviously, I didn't do a before in this video, but if you want to check out the before and after, I'll leave it in the top right corner for you guys so you can hear a little bit of a difference. But yeah, I'm really happy that I was finally able to get that done. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not, but I'm really happy it's finished and over with. Not the funnest install, but it's going to be rewarding once I go for a drive. Hopefully I can get this out pretty soon. I'm dying to drive it. I keep on saying that every video, but the weather, it's been so cold, or we've been getting snow and just really crappy weather. The roads are still gross with the brine and salt and stuff. So gonna be staying put in here for a little while longer, but hopefully, but it is supposed to warm up later in the week. So hopefully we can go for a little bit of a drive and finally get this thing going. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all about the KilMat, please leave it in the comments below. Again, I'll leave a link for everything that I use in this video. If you guys want to install it as well, I'll leave that in the description. But yeah, guys, in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.